Good morning and welcome to the Moopsy in the Morning for June the 10th, 2025. I'm going to try and figure out why it is banned, because he shouldn't be. Oh, this is great if you do Google that.
Defeat Captain's Crown, destroy Borg ships, and plasma damage base.
Yeah, it's great if you Google unban on Twitch, it tells you how to request an unban. It doesn't tell me how to figure it out.
Can you see the account and like the list of users?
I should be able to. Let's see. I have the list of users. The problem is they do it. It's not a list.
Well, the names of the people
Yes.
that are in.
So what it is a random list with an icon. And the problem is you can't search for it.
Well, no, it just should show you all the people that have the stream open at the moment.
No, because he can't be in the stream right now. That's the problem. Because he's banned from even logging in to the stream.
How did that
Oh, so-
happen?
This happened somehow.
The 4th.
Yeah, on the 4th, he was in and he reposted a link. No problem there, because he has permission.
I could try to do some few commands, but I'm not an admin or like a mod, so I don't. It's hard for me to say because I've never banned someone that I would need to unban before, so hard for me to say without
Yeah, I'm just trying
having
to
a
see
view.
how to do it.
Well, usually sorry, is that a forward slash? Yeah, forward slash and ban or unban and block and unblock commands should work. Just put the command and it then gives you suggestions, right? So just put the username there and
Okay,
press
this
enter.
doesn't help me. It shows me the... Give it a try now.
There we go.
Okay. Yep, it's supposed to send me a message apparently that you've requested an unban. It does not. Yeah, that's the one we talked about, Pi. It's fixed.
But it works now. He's back.
He's back. So yeah, it's not showing up in the logs that he got banned. It didn't show up that he'd requested an unban. But he's fixed. He's back.
So, how are the puppers?
They are sleeping at the moment, both downstairs. I don't know why. We had a short walk yesterday and it was very pleasant. Wasn't home a lot yesterday. My class got canceled yesterday, so I didn't have to go to Bloomington, but didn't go to Bloomington. Unfortunately, there was a death in one of the instructors' families, and they're like, I have to go out of town for a couple of days. And nobody was available to teach, so it's like, I'm not going to drive there just to go get a sandwich or something. That seems silly. So, stayed home, went out with my son for a lunch at a place that is very nice on Mondays. They have half-price things, and it's open air, so only fun in the summer, not too fun in the winter. Weirdly enough, they're open in the winter. That's it. How's life with everybody else today?
Quite
Had
nice.
to deal with my my landlords again.
Oh, what's up with your landlords?
I think they're trying to muscle us out.
Why?
because it changed to a new ownership
Oh.
last month, and we've been having problems with them.
Well, you have
So-
a lease agreement, right?
Yeah.
Which they have to honor till the end of the lease.
But they can cause problems.
They can.
So,
However,
yeah,
you're in a state that's got really good tenant laws.
so I paid my rent on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
It showed everything. Never hit my bank. On the 6th, they said it was returned. Like, my bank shows they didn't even try to draft it, right? So,
Okay.
So I had to go down and get a cashier's check, plus an additional $125 for the late fee and the return check fee. Because when I got the message on the 6th that it was returned, I tried to resubmit the thing, and they returned it to yesterday because it wasn't the full amount they were expecting because of the additional funds.
Do you do a money transfer or write them a check?
I do them a direct bank draft.
Okay.
So, but from now on, I'm just going to stop at the credit union, pick up a cashier's
Yes,
check, and
exactly.
drop it in the box.
I would strongly suggest doing that.
They can eat my unwashed aft.
I don't see you in game. Is that correct?
I just logged in.
Oh, okay. I was going to send you an invitation. Since we have things to do, apparently. Taz, what's on your list? Oh, stuff to do.
Hold on.
He hesitated for like 9 minutes, so he's done it all.
Yeah, silly me. Silly me. Oh, by the way, tomorrow's Universal's going to be Captains and Commanders. And I was just getting an email ready to send out to the fleet with tips and tricks for Captains and Commanders, since that's the one where a lot of people go, ugh. And if you do the new TFO, it's like, boom, done.
I'm getting my weapons out.
Well, Chris, unlike Taz, you and I still have things to do, and Id has things to do. What's on your list, Chris?
Exaggerate. 2 out of 3 things are ground, and I'm not willing to do them. It's just shield healing in space, really.
Okay, which ground ones did you get?
The ones that have damage types that I don't want to do because
Oh.
they're too big, and I don't have the guns for it anyway.
The one,
Mostly I've got anti-proton, polaron, and phaser, nothing else, and it requires some exotic type of weapon types. I'm not willing to deal with that.
the one that I'm kind of starting to enjoy is when it asks for plasma damage, because the V'ger probes just deal a ton of damage. And they've got a relatively short cooldown.
That's doable, but yeah.
Polaron on the ground is like, oh god.
Yeah, I mean, I have a weapon, but I don't know, maybe I'll do it later.
I've
It's no
got
priority.
plasma damage on ground, destroy Tholian ships, and plasma damage in space.
Well, it sounds...
And then the universal.
Universal is...
Rare boss on Nimbus.
Yeah, Nimbus wasn't too busy last night. I was able to go in and get all the accounts done really quick. I was surprised. Okay, well that doesn't help me. Go. 1 second to do one thing here. And it will queue us up for some stuff. Man, I cannot type first thing in the morning. My brain just does not work. It's my cousin Laura's birthday. How cool is that?
Lost City of Paradise is Nimbus, right? Yeah, that's it.
If you go to the stronghold, there is 2 captains that spawn quite close to each other.
Yeah, otherwise you can, at City of City of Paradise, whatever that is, Paradise City, if you walk around where the Nausicaans are, once 3 to 5 of them get triggered and disappear, it'll make the ground boss appear outside of the city walls.
Yeah.
I just waited for the scorpion.
In the stronghold, you can also usually make the Nausicaan appear outside of the stronghold. And there's one other one up there
Yes.
in the stronghold, and then there's the warden down in the jail.
Yeah.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's at my door.
Oh, okay.
Won't be a minute, just need to collect something.
You could sneak in something while he's gone.
Yeah.
So, Ed, what do you have for events this morning, or endeavors this morning?
Plasma damage on ground,
Yes.
Tholian ships,
Okay.
and plasma in space.
Alrighty.
I'm back, sorry about that.
Peachy Keen, I'm going to queue us up for something here. Yeah, you know what? We did that one yesterday, so we'll do this one today. We
We
will.
Evil.
Affirmative.
How many Tholian ships do you have, Ed?
10.
Okay.
You could also use the event.
It doesn't give you Tholian ships. It gives you Zenkethi
No,
ships.
no. I just haven't done the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do the event too. Yeah, if you want to do the space event or the ground event.
I've not done the TFO, so.
TFO's pretty, pretty easy, pretty fun, and it's bankable.
Secondly, so is the episode.
I'm sorry, you're right. The TFO is not bankable. The episode is. That was my bad. Cat's died? Is such a thing possible?
When you have aggro from the entire DFO, that will happen.
Don't do that.
Yeah, especially that you're not a tank in this one. There's a boomerang ship, it's not a tank.
No, it's a boomerang.
No, it did the boom, yeah.
And it came right back to get him, though. Well, that was a matter of being in exactly the right spot at the right time.
Okay, I'm in the middle of everything.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will claim another.
No, she didn't even get to deploy her feedback pulse. Wow. Well, it's selling. Taz was around. And the rest of
It's no slouch on that one either. Well, I only got 4 of my 18 destructible torpedoes. Oh, I know how to fix that. I know a place that's got destructible torpedoes. Yeah, let's go that way.
You cannot defeat
That way.
me.
There we go.
You cannot defeat the ball.
Yeah, we kind of can. I think that's the point of this. Let's see. I'm going to queue us up for Azure Nebula. That'll get Id his Tholians. It'll get me some destructible torpedoes. And I admit it's a bit of a snooze fest, but that's how it goes sometimes.
That's my Nimbus captain.
Wee woo.
We will.
Taz, you sound tired this morning, or this afternoon.
Oh, I was distracted. I was someplace else.
I'm in the loading
And where
screen.
were
so-
you?
I was in Resident Evil Village.
You're playing 2 games at once?
I was gonna say.
No, it was on sale this weekend, so I ended up buying it, and it has been a whole lot of fun.
Oh, that's good.
Games that offer replayabilities, I love it.
Yeah.
And this game unlocks something new every time you go through it, so I'm hooked.
Oh, that's right thing. It's another ADHDer's dream.
Oh, yeah.
Hyper-focusing on it, and then once everything's complete, you just move to the next thing.
Yeah.
Our time here is limited.
See, that I
Stay
can't do
focused,
that with games.
plan your
I mean,
attacks, and save as many
I don't
ships
care
as
about being
possible.
completionist,
Every
because
loss is
sometimes
critical for
things
my
that need to
people.
be completed are very tedious and I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if a game is just like a momentary
The Tholians are
hyper-focus,
using their energy webs
I'll
to
probably
track
dump it
ships.
forever, but like,
Target and fire at the nodes
if it's
connecting
like
the
a,
webs.
I don't know, like Tomb Raider or STO, it's
If you are
been
caught inside the web, try to destroy
What,
one side of it. and
12,
escape.
13 years for
Or
me when it
collapse
comes to
is in on
STO, and I'm still having those moments when I'm just hyper-focusing on it.
There's a game
and
called
they're
Titanfall
dumping it.
that I really liked, but once you've done the, I think it's 10 missions, that's it. I mean, you can go back and play them, but they don't change. You can't play as the other side. That's just it. All done.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It was so much fun. And I gather they made a Titanfall 2, but I was told it was not that good. So I didn't spend any money on it.
It's fair.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got 5 more destructible torpedoes. Whoever did that, thank you.
I know, she's being fire at will 3. I don't know what I'm hitting, really.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
New readings on sensors. More Tholian ships are on the way here.
Yay, Tholian ships, woohoo!
Got my 10.
Oh, that's good.
This warbird is escaping.
Maximum number of 5s we could get.
Say that again?
I was wondering what the number of 5s we can get in one go.
The most I've ever seen.
It's
Say that again?
RNG based. If you're lucky, you can get a number 5 on each launch.
The most I've ever actually gotten has been 3. But yeah, it is random.
Usually it's 2, but the most I've seen is 3, probably.
We were playing once, and this is before they did the upgrade to it. It just kept dropping 5s with like a minute to go, and there's no way we could do that.
Honest, this one bugged.
This one's borked. It won't let me
Yeah, no,
disconnect.
there it is. You have to get into
there
just the right position sometimes. If you kill them super fast, it's just like, nope. Nobody, nope, nope, nope. I saw that during the event.
So, the mini rocket building contest.
Yeah.
If you use the bioessence transfer in shooter mode to launch yourself through before it starts,
Yeah.
you can actually change your color because you intersect with the other person and you take their color.
Oh, that's mean. Despite my attempts or my intentions to do so, I did not go off and just goof off on the Bozeman site this time. Most years I like to just sit there and camp out and look at the waterfall and stuff like that. And this year it's like, no, 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 gotta play the game. I do not know what's wrong with me sometimes.
This warbird is escaping.
It should give us a lower decks version of Cochrane Park.
I don't know the lower decks version off the top of my head.
It's like it's basically like Six Flags.
A theme park.
Yep. It's a Bozeman camp, but there's like roller coasters and simulators for the launch.
Are there also Borg?
Probably walking around like it's the Star Wars what is it? The Outer Rim place at Disney.
The soon to
Galaxy's
be
Edge.
Yeah, the soon to be not Galaxy's Edge. I've heard they're revamping that since it's not been an overwhelming success financially.
It sucks because I wanted to go, but
Well, from what I gather, they're going to go more New Hope themed.
What was the Galaxy's Edge theme?
It was the last trilogy themed.
Ew, disgusting.
Yeah, well. So it was great if you enjoyed the last 3 movies, but somehow they forgot. Oh, there's my destructible torpedoes. Thank you, whoever did that. I think
Yeah,
they forgot that not
the-
everybody enjoyed the last 3 as much as you would have people who enjoyed all of them.
Yeah, the
I-
people who will enjoy the original 3 are probably completely detached from the first 6 films, and they don't care about the old 6 films. Because I met a lot of people. I run into many people that just watched the new ones and said they were fine,
Mhm.
but they never saw the original ones, and they never were going to. And because they're old, as they said. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
I'm that odd case that I loved the original trilogy. I enjoyed the prequels for what they were, and the sequel trilogy I will gladly watch.
No, I will never
But-
touch them again.
We got 2 5s.
There you go. That happens fairly often.
And we still have 4 minutes and 44 seconds left.
Yep, yep.
A Falchion dreadnought is escaping.
Coming to help you, Chris, like you need help with this. Probably it's all done, right? Yep, all done.
I have nothing to kill.
A
Oh.
Falchion dreadnought is escaping.
Still had a 5 over your head. Still does. Nope, there it goes.
A Talon warbird is escaping.
So you were saying it about the new 3?
Yeah, I didn't hate it as much as people tend to say they do online. I can appreciate where they were going. I don't know. I don't take a lot of things personally.
I think if it hadn't been named Star Wars, I would have appreciated it more. But you go in and you see Star Wars and you expect kind of a certain flavor, and it was lacking that.
Fair enough.
It was more trying to be all things to all people at all times, and you can't do that well. Very few movies can do that. Very few anything can do that.
I think had Abrams been able to helm all 3, we would have had a better coherent story.
Unfor-
which
I
is,
think it just got off on the wrong foot by retelling A New Hope. It needed to
I
make
don't
its
know
own
if
way.
Abrams is really going with it. It's really retold the New Hope all over again. Literally every single trope is there. Except they carry a less emotional weight than they did in the New Hope.
Yeah, but that was meddling from the studio. That wasn't his choice.
Well, he didn't write it with a distinct conclusion in mind, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Because he tends to write that way.
I mean, his writing has never been anything amazing, so...
There is that, yeah. Why am I dying? What is going on?
I've
here?
seen a very good analysis of Star Wars Never Reawakens. I mean, the first Never Reawakens. Because it never reawakens in that movie. I don't know why it's called Awakens if it doesn't, but that's just me. But there was a good analysis in comparison. Like, there's certain moments which are really carbon copy of New Hope.
Like the entire movie?
Usually, yeah. I mean, yeah, but there are these sequences like the mentor character dying / Han Solo versus Obi-Wan Kenobi and all that stuff. And was Obi-Wan Kenobi's death actually meant something because he knew that when even if when they were making New Hope that wasn't still in the works. Right now, still, it makes sense trilogy-wise when everything's concluded, that he realized that when the Skywalker siblings are reunited and Luke has already had these glimpses into the Force, things are going to go the right way at this point, and he will become more powerful, becoming part of the Force by letting Vader kill him, than trying to struggle and like fight with him, because there's no point. And he will do more good by being just a spirit that is still guiding the, rather than, you know, being the old grumpy old man that is just still reminiscing of the old times. Meanwhile, death to Han Solo, it was just done to satisfy the actor because he didn't want to play the character anymore. It doesn't mean anything to Rey because she knows him for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a legendary figure, but does it mean anything like does it have any repercussions to the later film or the later 2 films? Not really.
No, it's a commentary about killing nostalgia.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it in those terms.
Then why was still Leia, Chewie, R2 went there? Like kill nostalgia by killing all of them. They constantly like, why did they bring Lando Calrissian and like no. Either you kill nostalgia by making completely new characters from scratch. They don't base themselves off of the original ones at all, or you just do a nostalgia fest, because you can't have both.
I am quite impressed with your fleet. The Tholians
In my opinion,
are
you can't have
abandoning
both.
their bases and taking the remaining ships with them.
Is anybody not getting a marks thing?
Not getting marks.
It didn't give marks. We definitely killed enough stuff to get marks.
Yup, we did. Why not give us mark?
Oh, someone's being greedy now.
Not me. Alright, that didn't award marks.
Oh, I'm not having a box that actually tells me to accept anything, so
You did?
yeah, I didn't. I just
Okay.
had the your fleet is impressive or something.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by your fleet, and
Well,
I clicked it OK, and I just can warp out.
Well, I looked at that, and then I didn't get a box to select either whatever or whatever. And I'm looking through my list here, and it says we never were awarded marks. It says we earned marks, but it doesn't say they were awarded.
Maybe they're just no, they gave up on. There's a maybe bug, and it just dumps them into your mark
No,
count, but if your box.
Because it wouldn't know which one to dump it into. It would either be Romulans or fleet.
Fleet marks.
And mine didn't change, so let us see.
No.
Transport item problems.
I don't need any specific marks to trace it, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's the kind of bug that I'm.
We've had that before on this. So.
Type of problem. I will call it mission.
I find nothing that will defend the new trilogy. I mean, if someone can enjoy that, then I'm glad, because I can't find any enjoyment in watching those films. I mean, the first 40 minutes of Force Never Awakens was kind of enjoyable. The thing is, I've learned that recently that JJ had a different plan for like the opening intro for Force Awakens, where we would see a silhouette of a Star Destroyer, like in the opening of New Hope. But it would not be an active Star Destroyer. It would be the one that would be brought down to... What's the planet that Rey's living on that looks like Tatooine?
Tatooine Jr.
Tatooine
It's,
Jr., yeah, thank you.
Isn't it, or... Either way, yeah.
So that wreck would be brought down by New Republic ships as it is a wreckage, and it's being brought down, and Rey is exploring wrecks like this for scavenging them. Very much like she does in the actual thing, but there would be a full sequence of that ship, that massive Star Destroyer, being brought down onto the planet to, you know, to tow it back for just scrap, get out of the space, you know. That would have been a cool resonating thing. It would probably be more meaningful than having New Order.
Well, to be blunt,
Jumping
we
on
could have
it.
written a better story than they did.
I mean, I think anyone who has once graduated any writing school or a course would probably be able to, but that's JJ we're talking about, so.
Yeah, that's true.
If
I mean,
It's true.
I find him that he's a good camera operator. He's a good director, but people should keep him away from any involvement in the storyline. Just be the one that guides the movie to see through, because the camera pans, the cuts, and all the stuff is really good. Like I never could have anything against the cinematography of those films that he has ever made. But Jesus, as long as he doesn't have control of the story, because that's where it starts to show issues.
Well, he's very formulaic with his stories. He likes to write a certain way, and all of his stuff reads the same
Well,
way.
JJ's trope is to have a secret for the sake of a secret. There's
Yes.
a mystery for the sake of the mystery, but either he doesn't know how to resolve it and unravel it properly and make it a meaningful impact when the mystery is unsolved, or he doesn't do that at all, and that's just...
He writes mystery box stories. From what you understand, like his uncle or his dad gave him a puzzle box when he was a kid, and he's never opened it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So, but it's why Lost, Fringe, Alias, the Kelvin universe, all of those shows are connected through little things. The same thing with the Cloverfield movies, and even things that used to be Cloverfield, but they were later scrubbed from the naming convention. All have little connections, like Slusho and whatever that one company is.
Which company?
Not Dharma Initiative, but their Dharma Initiative is owned by them.
It's not Bad Robot.
No. In universe.
Oh, in universe. Oh, got it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not only do I not know, I probably don't care. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we still got some time. Preferences?
What?
Is there something you guys want to do?
Oh, disconnected!
No, we did that yesterday.
No, we already did that. Sorry.
We did that
Can't
yesterday.
have it twice. Oh, I had one, but just slipped my mind the name of it.
There's a list of them, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going through it. We do Counterpoint because I do like it.
Yeah, we can do Counterpoint. Haven't done that for a while.
Was it Tagaratu company?
Yeah, that does pop up in there.
Yeah. It shows up in Into Darkness
Weeble?
in the background.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
The reality shaping materials from one of the what was it? Mission Impossible 3, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is the red matter from the Kelvin movie.
Right. We did Counterpoint, I want to say with Board King the other day, and went extremely well. And except for the Tarek Noor. Tarek Noor did not do extremely well. Taz might have been around for that one, but it just kind of melted. And we are joined by Calandra Strati.
Flying Discovery. Watch out for this Mobius temporal destroyers.
Oh god, that was it. Yeah, you were with for that monster.
Was.
Yes, that was awful. Never run into that issue before, and it was an issue.
They have been always... You mean the Temple Destroyers?
Yeah, where they were just making everything horrible. Maybe because I'm staying
They've
far enough
always
away.
been part of Counterpoint. I think you
They
just
might
not
be.
played it for too long, so you forgot that they were always the thing. They were.
Or
even
maybe
in
I
the
just
original
wasn't
version.
close enough to where it was an issue.
Terrans.
Yeah.
Good morning,
you need to be in
Cliff.
like. You need to be in like 5 kilometer range from them to be affected. If you don't fly into it, if it's halfway through going through, you won't be affected anyway.
Yeah.
So it is likely you just had the luck of never being touched
Yes,
by it
indeed.
close enough.
Deep Space Nine is under attack.
Meanwhile, it's been such an uneventful day at work. I've been watching TNG all day. Some of the best episodes today. I think season 3 has got some of the most interesting and fun episodes.
Which ones do you like out of season 3?
Yesterday's Enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Tin Man. I do like the episode with Lal.
That was such a
I-
sweet episode.
It's sweet, but it's tearing my heart out at
Yep.
the end. You know, when she's so afraid of the feelings that she's starting to feel and it kills her. And I'm like, no.
Well, the feelings don't kill her.
Well,
She's
the
feeling them
fear-
because her brain or her neural network is failing.
Yeah, it's probably not designed to accommodate them. Or, like, maybe not mature enough. It doesn't really specify that directly.
It does not, but it's very sad.
But it is, like, devastating, and I freaking hate that Admiral. Oh, I wish he was assimilated by the board. And then used as a nutrition supplement for them. What a terrible person. Like, what a terrible person. And, like, I hate that they kind of forgot all the stuff that was done already with Data. That he is a sentient being and has his rights. Like they did when Maddox was coming to collect him and treat him like a toaster.
Yep,
And I'm
that
like,
is such
nah,
a...
we've already been this. Starfleet should have never raised with this idea with Lal. Like, no. They don't have the property of her. If she is a creation of a Starfleet officer, in terms of like him being treated as an artificial life form that has all the civil rights as a normal person, then she should have been considered what he claims it to be, a child, and never touch it again. Like, I'm outraged that they just wrote a script just to have this conflict all over again.
Yeah, but that's
Because
kind of the thing with Star Trek, is they like to throw in moral conflicts and have them resolved, or at least have them brought up as a question.
there still was room for conflict without doing the same thing all over again, that then there's an evil Starfleet admiral that does the same thing all over.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. The framing mechanism gets a little trite. But
It
the
just
questions are
felt like
great.
I have no problem with the question, but again, it's the same. They served it twice the same way, and it feels kind of like, excuse me, does the episode when Data was in the same conflict has already not covered that topic? Like, could we ask those questions in a different way? And they were trying, because like when the kids were afraid of her at school, it could have been a good emphasis to like deal with like children cruelty and like give her a redeeming arc that the children actually like her because she deals with something that impresses them. But no, they just like they went with, oh, let's bring an evil Starfleet and admiral and
Well, they don't
Or
even
they
get rid of
steal
that
her
concept
away.
when we get to Picard, because what do we get? Evil Starfleet admirals.
evil Starfleet admirals. Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, I think Discovery is probably one of the few shows in the franchise that don't have all the admirals painted as plain evil, or at least just have complete disregard. Because even in the TNG movies, they have Dougherty, who is the biggest a-hole that you can think of, because he works with the sonar, and I'm like, what?
Well, go back
And no one
to...
in Starfleet ever figured that connection out before Picard showed up. Hello, come on.
Go back to Elena Nechayev as a character. She can be evil Starfleet admiral, but
She
then they write her well enough so that she can look at questions, look at
grace to it,
problems.
yeah.
Sometimes the answers she comes up with aren't the answers you want, but it's not out of evil, it's just
Yeah.
sometimes that's not the answer you want.
But isn't she a captain more than
No.
in that role?
She's a fleet admiral. From the first time we meet her, she's a fleet
I
admiral.
always thought she was a captain.
Mm-mm.
Am I seeing a secondary? The hell happened to Terranor?
Did it do the
For a second
duplicating
there, I
thing?
saw a second. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a console or a glitch.
Or maybe Taz.
Yeah, it could be Taz.
Because there's a plot armor in effect, and the original Terranor was about to die. They just spawned another one, so there is always one. Is there anyone defending?
So have I ever told you my Elena Nechayev story?
No.
Real life actress. For reasons I can't go into, I got to meet her family at a place that I worked. And through that got to know her, because she lived out in Chicago at the time. I think she still lives there, because she takes care of her parents when she's not working.
I mean the actress who played
Yeah, the actress.
Nechayev.
So she had to call my apartment one day and had a question about something, and I'm talking to her about it, and I finally do can I change the topic for a second? By any chance, were you in Star Trek? She's like, yes. I said, I was watching that episode last night.
Nice.
It's pretty funny. Because you see the name pop up on a piece of paper, and it's just like, huh, that's an unusual name.
I know that name.
There's
I
something
saw
you
it
don't see every
somewhere.
day.
Yeah.
So occasionally when she's at conventions, I'll stop in and ask after her family.
I had the opportunity to speak to, well, locally famous person here. I was working at a bank. And it's the funniest thing because I've never heard him speak because he does pantomime.
Oh.
There is a, we call it cabaret, but it's not really the cabaret you think it is because it's, our cabaret is more like your stand-up.
Oh.
So when I say cabaret, it's usually funny sketches on the scene with like in a theater that are usually broadcast on television and stuff like that. There's usually audience that are laughing real life, and they're real life shot sketches and stuff like that. And there is a guy that does pantomime. He's well gifted. He's the Jim Carrey of comedy, honestly. Because when he does all his faces and very flexible guy, making the most hilarious sketches that require no words. And I've never heard him speak, but I know his name. And I get a phone call from a client, and I see the name, and I'm like, wait, that's him. I mean, obviously, I wasn't allowed to like do private questions like that. But he was the nicest guy I've ever spoke to over the phone. I actually never needed to. He's very thankful, very grateful, very apologetic about even bothering us with this, but he just needed some confirmation.
Oh, a nice
just
person. How fun is that?
It was so nice, but then again, I was working in the bank collections later, like 2 years later, and my friends had the misfortune of calling someone of the similar background because he was doing sketches in the 80s and 90s, more political parody stuff, like comedic political commentary and things like that. And he's very well regarded in public. Jesus, I'm so painful. He had a debt which he was unwilling to pay, and he still was the a-hole about having the nerve to call him, and he made her cry and run out of the office. So.
That's always so fun.
Yeah, like it isn't stressful enough.
And to that end, occasionally when somebody comes in and tries to bully people, they'll use the line, "Do you know who I am?" Which sometimes can be effective, and sometimes you get the better response of no, or you get the really good response of, if you don't know who you are, would you like me to call the police so they can help you for a welfare check? Which I think is just the absolute best result. No, you don't know who you are? Okay, and let me get you some help.
Right, I get people at work who it's like, I used to work here. It's like, really? Why don't you anymore? Would you like an application?
That's good. I would
Yeah,
think, given
let's-
where you work, a lot of people have worked there at some point or another.
Oh yeah, the turnaround.
It's got to be massive.
Yeah.
Where are we at? 32 seconds. I probably won't make one more trip, but let's get a shot here. So this time, I haven't run into a single Mobius effect, so maybe you're right, Chris. Maybe they all just get tazzed out of existence too fast.
Yeah, it does feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Taz related.
I think my biggest Star Trek connection is I went to school with the voice actors for Lynn.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't have any chance of running into anyone who had anything to do with Star Trek, sadly.
We're reading an energy.
Well, more so these days, since a lot of it's coming out of Europe. Good morning, Swear.
Our reinforcements will put you in your place.
Well, yeah, but you know, I don't know anyone in Germany. And I don't know that many people in game dev that would actually be willing to work at DECA. People just like embrace or anything related to it.
Yeah, these days it seems to be more entry level.
You haven't
Which
seen the
which is not a slam on Deca, it's just they don't pay very much.
Terok Nor has been sent back to the mirror universe.
Well, that was exciting.
It was fun. And we actually got the box.
Yes, we got the box. I see we still have an R&D week going on. There. Any other boxes? One more box. I've been working through episodes on some of my tunes, so now I've got like 9 of my tunes out of almost 50 tunes up to Axiom. And then I go to the next tune and realize I'm way back in the Iconian Wars. It's like, no. You need to have to play all this stuff. And each one that I go to now is further and further back. So let's see. With this one, Iconian Wars, I still have Yesterday War, Future Proof, New Frontiers, Gamma Quadrant. At least I got through Delta on that one. Woohoo! Age of Discovery, Jaula, Klingon Civil War, Terran Gambit. I have like half the stories to do. And I'm only doing 1 or 2 per night. And I still have 40 plus tunes to do it on. Oh my god. It's going to take forever.
How are you not falling asleep the moment you start?
Pardon?
How are you not falling asleep the moment you start?
I want you to know I did fall asleep last night sitting here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going through one of the Iconian episodes, the one on the ground with Nog, which I love Nog. But the story itself is just cutscene after cutscene, and oh. And they're non-skippable cutscenes.
Yeah.
So painful. Oh, give me one last one, somebody, and we'll do that, and I will go off to work in the gardens today because it's supposed to start raining in a couple of days, and I'd like to get my gardens done.
Still use the TFO.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do the TFO or the episode?
Either one.
Okay. Would you guys be okay with running the episode?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all have... You know what? I can do that.
This is Captain Left Pod.
Let's see. I'm sharing it. And I'm going over to the start point. So I did this in a matter of I think, 11 minutes yesterday. But that's because I was the only one doing it. I had teamed with myself for 5 accounts running it at once. And I'm going in.
Is there an accolade for each of the different division choices?
No.
Okay, so
And the dialogue is the same.
Okay. So what's the point of making it?
I don't know. I've actually done it where I've run a engineer, a tactical, and a science all at once, and there's no joint accolade for it either. So I thought, maybe, because with some, if you've got all 3 there, you get a different one. You going to join us, Chris?
Yeah.
I'm just loading in.
Okay. So I thought, well, maybe that's it. Nope, that's not it. Well, since Taz is at the first one, I'll aim for the second one.
I even came in here and it was like flying through any of the holes in the rocks to find like a hidden one. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, I've been zipping around here. I think there's 2 or 3 accolades in this. I got this one, Taz, if you want to go to the next one.
I'm detecting a biogenetic energy
or somebody wants to zip to the next one.
within a nearby gravitic distortion.
It must be the protomatter. It pains me to think I was once allied with these poor mongrels.
I've been doing this so much that I know where all the markers are. I know what's coming up. It's blah, 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 blah.
A Zenkethi satellite has decloaked in the distance. Approach with caution. Shields up. Scan the satellite to identify what type of Zenkethi technology we're up against.
Ooh, didn't let me do the scan.
A weapons platform. This satellite's armed.
Well, that station didn't last very long.
What station? I didn't see any
Yeah.
station.
All I saw was debris.
Yep.
We'll need to deactivate
It was quite cheesy.
to get to the space
Someone must have beat us to it.
Okay, maybe it's that.
cloaking Zenkethi fleet. Battle stations.
Oops.
More Zenkethi vessels incoming.
Is it me, or did that take a moment for those things to pop up?
Alright.
Of the Zenkethi Alliance peace agreement. Good work. Satellite Gamma has been neutralized. Satellite Alpha has been deactivated. Satellite Beta is down. How did you acquire the protomatter, Braun?
Well, that station didn't last very long.
What
Huh.
I mean, not everything can be ESD.
What difficulty are we on?
We're on normal. Yeah, okay, that's a really good point.
The protomatter has been ejected. Recommend scanning before pickup. It could be a trap.
This protomatter has been.
Must destroy.
I, for one,
I did find it interesting, once you put on the tractor beam and then the Borg put on the tractor beam, they actually start pulling it out, so you do have to move to stay with it. Otherwise, when you get to the last phase, you're out of position. Nice little touch.
Damage. If they neutralize us, it's over.
Captain Parr, our tractor beams are giving in. We can't hold on for much longer.
Oh my god, there's so much Kamarki in my ears right now. It's like if Kumarki's talking in my ear, I'm like, no. My brain.
What, you doing Nikumarki voice in your brain?
No, it's just that they were overlapping and talking.
Oh, yeah, for all of them. Yeah. So true.
Absolutely not. This proto matter is temporary. It could be unstable.
Frost says if you watch the final cutscenes, you will see there's little mushrooms growing in the Zenkethi station, which he swears are the Iconian, the Alachi mushrooms.
We need to get closer to the Borg cube to detonate the proto matter.
I don't know if they are, if we actually have a new alien that's going to appear at some time in the future or what. Though it would be fun to go to the Zenkethi station now that it's been irradiated and see what shows up. That could be fun. So I'm watching the cutscene. And there's the tendrils, there's little mushroomy things, and there's something that looks like a tomato plant. And we're just going to ignore that for now. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here today. I'm off to play Gardens until 6 p.m. tonight, so if you want to join me, I'm going to start something new this week, which is TFO Tuesday. So if you want to jump in and play TFOs, we are going to play TFOs. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it'll be random or if I'm going to pick out a bunch that I want to play or people want to play. We will see. But I'm going to try and hit some of the ones we don't get to that often. And Chris, if you're there, I won't pick ground ones. If you're not there, ground ones are going to be involved. Just letting you know. But I'm going to be nice to Chris.
Wow.
I know it's a work night, but I also know sometimes you've got insomnia. So if you wind up joining us, we will cater to you being there with your insomnia.
Likely I will. I'm already falling asleep because I didn't. I woke up at night for no reason at all a few times, and I'm a zombie right now.
My trainer has requested that I try doing this over-the-counter supplement, which is supposed to help with sleep, and it does help with sleep. You take it within about 20 minutes, you're feeling really tired, and you fall asleep, and 2 hours later it fades out, and I'm awake. And I'm like, gosh darn it, I am not going to go upstairs and play game. That's it. We're done playing game at night. We're not going to do that, because if I come up here, I'm going to play, and my sleep schedule is going to be a disaster. But, so I think it's more like, instead of sleep meds, it's more like nap meds. So I'm going to try it this afternoon. After we get done playing in the garden, it's hot, the dogs have had their walk, we all need a nap. Go in, lie down on the bed, open up the back door so all that fresh air comes in, and take one of those. And see if that helps. And watch, that one will be the time that it kicks in. I'm asleep for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always works that way. Well, everybody, on behalf of us here at Moopsy in the Morning, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Moopsome.
Moopsy.
Sorry, on behalf of what?
Sean the
Moopsy in the morning.
non-believer.
What's that?
Sean.
No Mucin. We have to get Mucin in here. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
See you later, Mom.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.